Yeah, I mean, with XSET, this is kind of in line with the role changes they've made throughout the course of this stage. Like, Zekken has become the true duelist of this team, as Cryo has really kind of found comfort in playing Chamber, which is very much the meta sniper pick these days. So that has really just kind of continued to play out. Whereas Aaron has continued to become more and more the main controller player on this team for a lot of maps, while Def has become more of that flex. So yeah, this is just kind of in line. It's their first time playing this map, this stage, so a big pivot from what we saw from them in stage 1. But again, it's kind of in line with what they've done with the rest of their map pool throughout, you know, the last few weeks.
One of the things we noticed when we had a chance to watch this 100 Thieves team and qualifiers was how much focus both on the offensive and defensive side of the spike they put through mid tunnels. And look at this little lurky play. 3 members already down through ropes. Aaron kind of sniffing out the play here. And whoa, hello!
Whoa. He was looking up high, and they were all down low. And 100 Thieves are snapping on this retake very rapidly right now. Def trying to fight them off at the door. Does get a couple. Zekken gets one as well. And Zekken may still have a little bit of a hope here in this 1 versus 2, but this cage is causing some obstruction from him, and now they face him together, and that is just well played from 100 Thieves through and through. Nice organized retake. All together at once.
It's interesting, you know, obviously the desk had brought up the fact that, you know, watching TSM and 100 Thieves play this map, it was a blowout during the first qualifier. But the second set of qualifiers, you and I actually casted this team on this map 2 games in a row. We watched them play New York Fury, and we watched them play a crew.
Right.
And their ability to just kind of surprise through tunnels was, I would say, probably the biggest moniker of where they found this success they did in both of those games.
Yeah, I mean, 100 Thieves, after that loss to TSM where they got blown out in that first qualifier, they came back with a vengeance, you know, winning the 2 games you mentioned, but also beating Knights and Sonic. So they've won their last 4 games on this map, and they've looked strong on both sides of the map. I mean, particularly their attacking sides have been 7 rounds or better, you know, near 70%. And so starting on defense and already getting a pistol and kind of getting that defense shored up is nice, because we know that their attack on Breeze with this lineup has been quite strong throughout the last, you know, several weeks coming up into this point. So with that said, though, XSET, a very strong Breeze team from stage 1. In fact, their only losses this whole year have been the Cloud9 and Cloud9 Academy. They've been tearing up everybody else, though. They have an 11-2 record, 85% win rate. So, you know, this is really a good battleground for these 2 teams, like where both should feel comfortable.
Yeah, the whole map set actually is kind of like that. Derek, Ares in hand, is only able to get 1 of 2 through elbow. Keep an eye on Aaron. He has deleted a cyber trap over through tube, so of course 100 Thieves will have to be very wary of that. But interestingly enough, Will's timing here is unbelievable. Has to still be careful with the second, and very well done. Will gets the 2, and that will put this to a 4v2 situation favoring 100 Thieves defense.
Yeah, they're looking really good right now. Looking to just kind of storm through the second round. Try to get that defense in lock. As one good thing about XSET is that, you know, even if they're getting a little bit of a slow start here, they are pretty equally strong on both sides of this map. They're over 60% on both attack and defense, so they don't really have a weak point. Feel comfort on both sides. But it means everything for 100 Thieves, I feel like, to get hot early in this matchup. I mean, we kind of heard it firsthand from Sean Garrett himself, you know, balancing the short-term success by coming up with cool strats and ways to win the game ahead of you versus trying to put in time to build up the foundation of the team, to build up the team play. And so I think a lot of time what you see is in situations like this one, where 100 Thieves get to be the ones taking the initiative and they're the ones kind of dictating the pace of the round. They thrive those situations. They have a lot of good, like, they have like a lot of good little set pieces for like defensive aggression, or just when they execute a site together as a team. It's really in the mid-round chaotic moments where things start to fall apart and you have to do things on the fly, where their short time together hasn't allowed them to build that chemistry yet. And that's where they can kind of get messed up a little bit. Whereas XSET, they have the chemistry in spades in those mid-round chaotic moments.
Yeah,
and that's where
really
they will
like that
thrive.
call.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a good spotlight, I think, for the entirety of the series, as you mentioned, kind of piggybacking off of what the desk had said. Second, just walking forward into mid here, interestingly enough, not a lot of assistance coming out of Derek's position through mid, so that'll lead to a numbers advantage early here for XSET. And they're still kind of just spreading the map at the moment. No real forward aggression anywhere, and it looks like there will be at least some sort of an idea to see what intel we can gather towards A as the spike starts to make its way that way.
And that's why I like Zekken on Jet on attack, because Jet now, in her current status, is a very good rifle entry still. You can kind of plan your tailwinds a little bit better, as opposed to like being reactionary with the sniper or something like that, particularly on the defense. So I think it suits him really well. I think XSET have actually made a good pivot by putting him on that duelist and letting Cryo take up that chamber and kind of hold angles with them, while Zekken is kind of that trebuchet forward as they look to storm onto this A site with that toxic screen cover. Of course, they're already a man to the good from that initial skirmish out in the middle. Bang and company still trying to hold on here on this bonus round, trying to make something happen, but XSET are finding all the trades.
Oh, but the kills from the back of the site, not bad. Does at least allow this to be contestable, especially with Bang playing forward, but Aaron's able to sniff it out, clearing the left side and pillar, and with that, nothing that Derek could do besides just tap away with Marshall. So, XSET do deny the bonus, and we go into a full purchase round here for 100 Thieves, the first of its kind, and this is where we're really going to start to see what the mentality is going to be for both these two teams.
Yeah, and this is where I really think 100 Thieves are going to start getting tested. You know, 100 Thieves, again, really strong in the set pieces, but when the things start to break down, how do they manage those small little, you know, short-term team play where you don't have a whole lot of time to think? Because XSET, I think the two things that set them apart is they're very brawly and very successful at it, and they're very decisive. When they get that first strike, they have such a quick follow-up, and they're very comfortable in those, you know, very scrappy situations, I guess you could say. But look at this, Will taking some initiative here, trying to take the Blade Storm through long, try to be a little bit aggressive. He's got support as well. He's not alone. It's awesome to catch his Cryo cells, trying to get him behind.
That's a big opening pick, but Zekin is starting to make his way forward. We'll have to try to do something with this trap wire if there were to be any further play, but a lot of sound cues going to be held by this position. And this is good information for XSET to try to work this back.
The timing here is very crucial.
Very, very tight.
Yeah, Zekin able to stay safe. He's also able to trip the door, try to create a little bit of pressure over towards A side. Meanwhile, the bulk of the attack is coming into B. But to be honest, 100 Thieves have the read. They still have two players playing the back post here. Just kind of waiting this out, being patient. They're also now starting to get a rotation right now from Will with that Blade Storm. So 100 Thieves on the mark right now as far as reads. Can they just get the fights to go their way?
Sure seems to be, Dust. 2 for 1 the exchange. Will, a little jump peek over the corner. It was a nice idea for XSET. Try to keep the defense planted over through mid. Hope that you can get an odd man situation on the B site. But as you had started to ask the question, the answer came through very swiftly about 100 Thieves' resiliency defensively. And now it is just down to Zekin for a 1v4. No spike in hand, no time. And you would figure there'd be, well, maybe an opportunity for him to go find 1v1 for the opener, but that will be all. So 100 Thieves do take the first full gun round and take their lead back up by 2.
Yeah, again, I like that 100 Thieves are taking initiative in these early round situations. They're the one calling the shots on some of these initial pushes, and so therefore they can play out a game plan, you know, that they have orchestrated. I mean, again, that is their strength, you know, the combination, the brain trust, I guess you could say, of Sean Garrett's Mikes and Stellar allows them to kind of create some of these little kind of set pieces, so to speak, and that's where they can really drill down their strengths and not really allow XSET to get flowing. Because if XSET can break you early in a round and get going, the momentum that they bring, again, the brawly nature that they have, they're so good in the pocket in those trades.
Yeah.
If you can kind of disrupt that, that's how 100 Thieves can have a good half here.
Here we go, very quickly, second on the way in, goes for the right click, misses, and Stellar will punish. The null command was a part of the equation, but that's immediately taken away. 100 Thieves defense is handling this brilliantly. And all of a sudden for XSET, you're kind of stuck in the choke point of this cave entryway. Spike does get planted, the Viper's been able to guard, but the numbers just are not good. It's just Aaron left in a 1v3 situation. Hugging a corner, Aldrone looking to search him out, but does not actually find him, so Aaron is able to turn that into an easy elimination. Tags from Derek brings him down to 5 HP, and the final bullet will land. 100 Thieves. Heck of a response and a quick gut check call from XSET.
Yeah, again, I mean, we haven't gotten to see a whole lot of their defensive side recently. When they played against New York Fury and a crew, they had, you know, 9+ attack rounds, and so they didn't really have to play much defense. I mean, a crew, they just won pistol, and that was it. So we haven't really gotten to see them play a whole heck of a lot of gun rounds defensively, other than maybe that Sonics match where they started defense first half there in the second qualifier and got 8 rounds and, you know, helped them get to this point here and be a part of the main stage. But you know, so far, you know, they've been able to kind of play all facets of defense. They've been able to get aggressive, get opening picks, and fall back. They've been able to just kind of hold the line and win in some of these exchanges. And XSET really haven't been able to get rolling. Again, what their strength has normally been is how assertive they've been able to get, how they're able to trade frag, but they're losing so many fights.
And once again, 100 Thieves able to enable Will to get forward over towards caves. This is going to be a major problem for XSET. You have to flush this position out. Recon bolt will come through. Will's able to avoid that, but does get tagged up heavily. Now he's kind of stuck. Oh boy. Cloudburst trying to get him away and very narrowly is able to escape, but only narrowly.
Def, though, gets a forward angle here in halls and does spot Stellar over towards defensive spawn. So he can kind of create presence here at A halls and force attention, which could unlock the pathway into A through K is a little bit easier, but now, never mind. Def gets caught by Derek, and so that's going to really put the pressure now on individual efforts from these players coming out of K's. They still have a lurk out in middle. It's going to be Aaron, who's trying to see if he can still maybe poke and prod over towards B side, but now going to come up to the doors and try to help split this A side. He is required to help entry now at this point, but again, 100Thieves have a great defense in place, but that's, yeah, like you said, a huge catch there from BCJ.
Austin is now essentially stuck on towards site, but, well, we know what you can do in these individual moments. Derek now coming back forward, does have Hunter's Fury if required. Cryo holding the angle, misses the opening shot. Austin is still alive. No more utility, but Derek's presence has been felt. Nice shock dart comes through. That'll tag up a little bit more of as soon as low HP. And the Marshals are getting a lot of damage in here for XSET. The problem is there's just no time.
Right, and
you got to move forward. You got to move forward now. And BCJ will actually take another elimination. Nearly gets a chance at the Stellar. Pistols out. The kills are decent. Bang on the long range! Oh, Second was able to see him, but the clock will expire, and that will be the savior that 100Thieves need to get to 5.
I have to say, like, this is a good sign for 100Thieves. You're starting to see them look more polished in these more chaotic situations. I think one of the things that we kind of noticed against TSM last week, particularly that Haven game, when they were having wild things thrown at them, it's stuff that they hadn't really seen before.
Solid call. I mean, the thing, too, is, you know, we kind of had a front row seat because we watched this team in the first week of qualifiers and then immediately into the second, and we were kind of both kind of eyes peeled when it came down to how fast the improvements came from one week to the other, in particular through situations like that. So, yeah,
and
it's
here's
definitely
the thing.
creditable.
They don't have a core. That's the thing. Coming into this, they're starting to build that, but they were the one team that did not have that because of how drastic the roster changes really were, as well as the coaching staff and management. So you're basically building from nothing at that point. So to see them within a month, you know, already have a win to their name, and now they're challenging XSET really strong here so far. I mean, these are good signs, but can they keep it up? Is the question. XSET back onto a full buy. Looking to challenge middle.
Unique look here, too, through mid. Austin ready to help Will if needed. XSET taking just little side steps here and there. Asuna gets the opener, expects the second dashes away, and who's ready for it? It's Will.
That was great.
Beautiful setup through mid. XSET already now committed over towards A. Defensively, Asuna has already made his way back in through double doors, but XSET does well to at least get a couple of trades, allowing them a chance to actually get the spike possibly planted.
Yeah, good bait switch out in mid early from 100Thieves, but now XSET responding. Khan with just a sweep through the A site. And they have a 2-on-2 situation right now as Asuna is down with no chance of revival. Aaron holding this door situation. Bang able to get that one, though, and that's going to get him into a 2v1. It's up to BCJ now to clutch. He's got Spike down. He's able to back up over towards K's, but he's got low health.
Takes the gunfight, sees the opener. Okay, hold on a second. There's a ton of utility here for BCJ. Recon Bolt comes out. It's going to reveal. Wants to spam through the brickwork, but then decides, I've got 2 shock darts and Hunter's Fury. I can delay this for an eternity. First dart goes down. Bang is at 43 HP. One solid connection from either of these last 2 pieces of utility could single-handedly win the round. BCJ now trusting that the ult will come through. Delays the first time. Throws out the second. Not sure about it. There's the third. Bang right back on towards the defuse. The Toxic screen's into position to allow him to save it. Where's the shock dart? There it is. That will find the kill. And there, well, as you mentioned, not a lot of time either to confirm that defuse. XSET get the clutch out of BCJ.
And again, I love seeing this out of BCJ from XSET. Again, I feel like towards the end of last stage, you started to see his form kind of dip a little bit. He wasn't the same top-level Sova that you would compare to like a Crashies and some of these other guys that are in the region. But this stage, he has come back with a vengeance. He has looked so strong. He played out this clutch to perfection with decision-making. And you're seeing the fragging come back, and you're seeing that same wit he's always had. You know, where he's able to make just good choices in the heat of the moment and be that support factor when he's required, but also be a heavy lifter when it comes to fragging. That's what makes his team so complete.
Ooh, quick hit here from Will. Good support over the top as there was a recon dart and a little bit of utility from Asuna being sent to try to figure out what was coming through. And XSET say, well, if you're going to triple stack mid, we're going to full flood over towards B. This will leave Bang by himself with a Sheriff. Help is on the way, but it is going to be very late. Derek on the way in has an owl drone to try to scout things out, but it does not expect Zekin being as far forward as he was. Good trades come through here, though, Dustin. 100Thieves can actually move quickly now that they've got Will and a rifle.
Yeah, Neural Death going to give them some exact information as well as with these post-plant positions. Look at this, 100Thieves are starting to sweep through. It's all on Def right now. While there's a couple low-health targets out in front of him, he cannot find them quick enough as this is impressive from 100Thieves. They win a Thrifty. And again, they're outclassing XSET in the strength of their game. These chaotic moments on sites where you get scrappy, you have to win trades. That's where XSET usually thrive. That's where they've been beating teams left, right, and center throughout the first couple of weeks of this stage, but 100 Thieves are coming in swinging on an eco and coming out on top. I mean, that's a dangerous sign for, you know, if you're an XSET fan right now, if 100 Thieves are doing that to them.
Absolutely. The thing about it was the read from XSET was actually really well done.
Yes.
You get the information that, okay, they've got a lot of their early intel gathering information through mid. It's a 3-man stack there. Let's go full flood. They never find Bang. It's the only player that's on site. They never find him.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Seems like Bang is getting more and more comfortable being that anchor player on this B side. I know that I think DDK in an interview kind of talked about how they've had extra time with Bang after practice because he felt like he wasn't having enough impact as a controller. So they've kind of worked with him to kind of help him figure out how to anchor these things better, try to, you know, be that staple of the team. And, you know, that was obviously a big round there.
Toxin screen down.
Well, back to pistols and marshals for XSET. A good secondary ping allows 100 Thieves to use the information to get mid in their control. But you do have XSET already on site, technically speaking. Stellar's playing this much more reserved. Seems to be a cognitive decision as the rest of the
don't want to cough up another Thrifty.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Def trying to engage the backline a little bit there through A-Halls is kind of swatted away. Meanwhile, Will on site with the big double.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, and even gets a couple of tags on to Zek, last player left. Looking at Prime Gaming flawless. It's Will and Asuna that do the majority of the lifting in 100 Thieves. This defensive half, as you'd mentioned, we didn't get a chance to see them do a lot. Playing from the defensive side of the spike, but my goodness, they're putting on a display here.
Yeah, and again, I mean, you kind of look at last stage, and I feel like XSET were regularly able to pop off 7-0 rounds on the attacking side. You know, you look at their 2 matches against Luminosity between the groups and the playoffs, and they were getting 9 and 8 rounds on the attacking half of the first half of those games. And then, you know, when they played the old 100 Thieves, yeah, they found 7 in the opening group stage game that they played on this map. Same with Evil Geniuses. They found 7 on the attack, but they are getting halted right now by a very strong 100 Thieves defense.
Well, this is a big round here, XSET. Really, honestly, need this one here. And it's going to be Zekin moving forward. Again, this trapwire has really been the only defensive kind of utility holding 100 Thieves' position through mid, unless they decide to get aggressive. But that really has only been on eco rounds.
Yeah, they've been able to kind of pressure these A-Halls a couple of times, XSET, but they haven't been able to do much with it, honestly. Like, they haven't been able to open the door and actually split the site or really disturb the back line. They've mostly just kind of pulled attention, but 100 Thieves have managed it very well off the back of this utility from Stellar. And just generally speaking, have had, you know, all their eyes dotted and T's crossed. Like, you know, everything seems to be a well-oiled machine right now for 100 Thieves, and XSET have yet to really find something that they can expose. There's really been no chink in the armor. An open A site, sure, but that's calculated. 100 Thieves are willing to play the retake if they need to focus up on A-Halls and middle. Here comes that null command to try to push XSET forward. They're trying to come through with the flash there, but Will somehow stays hidden and gets the first frag.
Oh, that is detrimental to XSET. And once again, they cannot split this site up. Def has to continue to play forward. Derek looking to challenge, and he gets the trade. Spike planted. Viper's Pit in play. 100 Thieves looking to hit this retake. Still need to clear the back of the site, let alone the front boxes in this Viper's Pit. They do the first, no problem. Flash is coming through. Austin is able to catch out Cryo. Well done there, and now the utility starts to just rain on into this Viper's Pit.
Lord.
I mean, what do you do about that?
100 Thieves are just on one right now, man. Such a well-tuned retake. You can just see that things are coming together as each week of practice passes. Again, they've always had really strong little set pieces on the attacking side, but now you're seeing this defense really start popping. Whether it's retakes, whether it's taking initial peaks, or whether it's how they weathered the storm of A-Halls. Like, XSET were throwing a lot of utility to try to push into A-Halls and to try to get Zekin to disturb that backline and open up another route onto A as they were pushing K's at Viper's Pit so they could have a multi-angle approach to A. But 100 Thieves come out on top. They trade 2 for 1 in those halls. Will gets the first kill on the Zekin. And, I mean, that just kind of blew up half that attack and gave them a man advantage for the retake.
Well, now we're starting to talk about must-win rounds for XSET.
Sure.
No longer are we dealing with nice-to-have rounds. This is a must-win.
This might be their worst attacking half I've ever seen on Breeze.
Yeah.
As far as just amount of rounds gained.
Fair assessment. Opening pick is good, but it's traded back. We'll go 4v4. Big fight over the middle, and Cryo just off the mark. So now numbers once again to 100 Thieves. They're established that, yeah, the threat is towards A. And for maybe the first time, we'll see a play off the flank here. So you look towards Zekin. He's going to have to respond to this. And what is that from Asuna?
Oh my God, he's so good at the game. Just a gamer.
Just better.
Dude, 100 Thieves are destroying them. And yeah, this would be tied for their second worst, or their worst attacking half on Breeze. They only had 2 rounds against Cloud9 last stage in the groups. I believe it was week 2. They only got 2 on the attacking side in the second half. And then prior to that, their first time, this would be their worst attacking half starting on attack, because they got 5 attacking rounds was their worst prior against Knights. That was in Nerd Street Winter Series. So, yeah, this would be a pretty big blow to what XSET are used to on this attacking side. Normally a very strong attacking team on Breeze all throughout last stage.
Forward knife actually catches a lot of information here for 100 Thieves. Very quickly, XSET will be mindful of what they just gave away and just decide to, okay, no need to panic. Let's not force the square peg into the round hole. 100 Sphere can be earned with that orb for BCJ, and Stellar on that intel has already taken over caves. There's just no room for XSET to work with at all.
Yeah, they're taking middle, and they might bypass this pinch because they could go through door. There is a trip there, so 100 Thieves will be alerted to it, but there still is a little bit of a gap that XSET might be able to exploit. They get a pick out over towards middle, and yeah, they're going to get into A through doors. Will trying to cover that coming in right now at middle, but he might get blindsided here shortly as he tries to fight Cryo on side. He's not aware of Aaron, who's just around the corner, and Aaron plays his cards right here, gets bang, still has to worry about another, though.
Oh, good help.
But Zekin helps him out.
Great assistance from Zekin to alleviate the site, come back over to it. Now you know that Stellar was playing outside the site. He's got to come back into this. It would be a 1v4. And no, Zekin just all over the map. Well done from him. So 9-3 the half. Not good news still, though, for XSET on their map selection. We'll swap the sides, come back after the 2-minute break. 9-3 half. Defensive dominance for 100 Thieves. We'll see if that can get the XSET dander up a bit. And, well, it needs to come through here on the pistol, you would feel like, Dust. And, well, let's see.
Yeah, this is a big moment for XSET. Definitely, again, a team that can play a strong defense. They've played plenty of 7+ round defenses in the past. So they've definitely shown that they have a good approach to both sides of this map. But 100 Thieves off to such a hot start. And attacking side's been their stronger side by a good margin.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. 100 Thieves already taking some chip damage through mid, and Zekin will finish the job off on Derek. So good first blood collected. 100 Thieves, again, trying to establish some A-Hall's control early, but honestly, the spike is still looking towards B. And I think Will actually did just catch the little bit of pixels of Cryo in the back of the site. So there goes the call to make their way forward, and Bang still puts the threat over to Halls the same moment. Good response on the opposite side, though. Cryo able to keep this level. Now to a 4v3, but the spike will be planted.
Solo on health. Now Bang's making a backstab through A-Halls. If he catches the right timing here, this could be devastating for XSET. I think they have an idea, though, but if he still wins this fight, it won't matter. Nope, never mind. Zekin catches it, and that's big for XSET. They have a 4-on-2 now. Helps cover for Cryo's low health.
Will, though, gets the opener. Has to reload off. Saw Cryo on the corner. There's the opportunity, and oh, goodness. Zekin's going to dash back away. This is possible. This is still very doable. Def is coming through tunnel. They see the utility come out. Stellar's in a corner. He's going to get the first, and now Will. It's just down to the 1v1 with the Jet, and how about it? 100 Thieves hold, splitting the site.
Oh my god, dude. How did they keep doing it? I thought when they caught the flank and they had the 4-on-2, I figured surely this is their moment. But look at Will. Look at Will just teeing off. I thought he almost hit this shot Link. I think he did do the damage. Just didn't get the frag. That would have been ludicrous, but he still had so much impact. I mean, they just look unstoppable right now.
Yeah. Wow. Unbelievable. 2v4 with pistols. Granted that they're low health, but still.
Will was just absolute maniac that round. That's all there really is to it.
Another elbow stack here from 100 Thieves. Def looking maybe to contest. Wouldn't have any help to defend the B side if he would to do this. Still feeling frisky enough about it, as 100 Thieves will just take the vacant site and get the spike planted very quickly.
Yeah, 100 Thieves not wasting much time trying to pick up the... See you later, Def. Nice try. Nice try. You have to applaud the effort. Almost picked him up, but Derek's a little too quick to react. As Stellar's going to pick up the mid flank here from Zekin, and this round goes about the way you'd expect. I mean, I think people will look at this the wrong way. It's not that XSET are a bad team, not by any means. It's just 100 of these are playing so well, they're making XSET look ordinary.
Unbelievable.
I mean, they just have everything covered. And sure, you could say 100 XSET have probably made some errors along the game. Obviously, losing a 4-on-2 retake is probably something that should never happen in the pistol round for you. But
naturally.
But 100 Thieves are still just looking so impressive today, and I don't want to take away from that point.
No. Yeah, there have been some moments, and I think if we were really nitpicking, there's a couple of missed opportunities. I think you go back to that Asuna 3K, like that was a 1v1 that Cryo should have won, I think, in a lot of people's minds.
I think all the A-Halls interactions were misses for XSET as well in the first half.
That's where I was going to go next, is this map control just has not been in XSET's control a single time. Like, time of possession has just been all 100 Thieves. Nice moment here, though, for XSET's defense. A little bit of a contain over through the middle of the map.
Sure.
And that will turn that into a Derek 1v4 just like that.
Yeah, this is going to be probably out of reach. Def might be low on health, but there's two very healthy players, and he's getting flanked. And yeah, that's going to do it. XSET at least able to cash in, not allow 100 of these to pull off a bonus. And that's basically for survival more than anything.
Yeah, for real.
This keeps you in the hunt. But still a lot that needs to be checked off before they can really start to threaten this lead from 100 Thieves. Full buy versus full buy coming up. Will does have Blade Storm. Has it available? All it's the only one on the table right now.
You have to start turning the tides right here if you're XSET when it comes to control of the map. Has to be map control.
Yeah, they got to do something, man. You can't let 100 Thieves get the map point in the opening gun round with 8 rounds to spare. I mean, there's no coming back from that. Probably very forward.
Take flight.
And 100 Thieves are going to just... You really only be able to use the middle of the map at the moment. Drone is going to be sent just to make sure there is an opportunity to use double doors if needed. Will's just running through middle with this poison cloud kind of guarding the mid plat.
And this aggressive toxic screen is allowing XSET to focus much more on doors.
Absolutely.
And just much more on A-Halls and not really worry too much about Ks. And I mean, 100 Thieves aren't really playing for it anyway. They just have utility there to watch for flanks to make sure they're not getting pushed from behind. Their focus is truly this B split, trying to work up mid, trying to work through main. Will kind of leading the way through the link, is going to make it in with the Blade Storm. They're starting to clear out some of this space.
Oh, they've no idea. No idea.
No clue.
No one was even looking towards mid-map whatsoever, and Will is just teeing off. They've no idea. No idea.
No clue.
No one was even looking towards mid-map whatsoever, and Will is just teeing off.
My
Two down
goodness.
as 100 Thieves gracefully make their way in towards site. Derek with the plant. Shock Dart will land to get some damage done, but how do you break this again? You don't have any intel gathering tools. All you have is one more Shock Dart here for your XSET. You've got to do this the old-fashioned way. They do have at least a little bit of cover off of the toxic screen to get in towards site, but the problem is how do you break through this position that Will is in? And the answer is you just don't.
No. 100 Thieves are just pedal to the metal all the way to the finishing line. BCJ trying to pull off a miracle here from the backside, but Will just dances around with the blades and gets the hat trick. Secure map point for 100 Thieves, and that is a big miss from XSET. If you're not playing any K's presence whatsoever because you have the Viper utility you're confident in and you're keeping tabs on door the way that they were, you cannot allow someone to slip up link to be unnoticed like this. I mean,
no one's
Def should at
watching it.
least have an idea that he needs to be checking that as he comes to the toxic screen. He had literally no clue, and that just must be some type of breakdown in communication or thinking that something's covered when it's not, and that is a big miss from XSET. It's a gap that, even if it's there, you should at least know about it, and Def had no clue.
100%. Well, it's going to be an early Viper's Pit here from Aaron. Using that to block off the cave entryway. I'm sure that they're looking desperately to try to get Zekin the blades here as he's one away and just on a Sheriff. But with the quick threat from 100 Thieves, this time for the first point through A-Halls. Oh, boy.
Yes.
Oh, BCJ actually stays alive through this. Hold on a second. BCJ still up, but bang from the front is good for 4, I guess.
Give him the ace. Just give it to him. No, Derek says no.
Well, he's already dead, but...
Win.
The value from Def playing on this breach was very high in the NRG set, but that was also in combination of Aaron. So I'm interested to see if that coordination is going to be here versus 100 Thieves team, if there's going to be recovery for XSET here.
Yeah, I mean, both teams kind of staying with the same comp they played in their last match, as XSET's been kind of moving away from the double control on this map, whereas 100 Thieves is still kind of keeping up with that meta trend where double controller has proven to be very strong on this map for quite some time. Again, this is the pick of 100 Thieves, but XSET, pretty darn good blind. They only have one loss this year. That was the Optic in the first stage, but they have beaten everyone else. Guard multiple times, Cloud9, Energy multiple times. Like, they are a very strong bind team. Or at least have been in the past.
Barrier orb down. This is going to actually completely closet Derek. Goodness, that was punishing. Has to use the barrier orb to a little bit of safety to get the heal off, and 100 Thieves are going to try to flood forward. Surprisingly, no one's died yet. There's been so much utility thrown. It looks like a Michael Bay movie outside of showers, and 100 Thieves have actually repositioned.
Yes, somehow they have dealt with all of this chaos that XSET has thrown their way, disrupting this plant over towards showers with the barrier orb, and now they're just pop flashing their way into Lance. They get the entry onto Aaron. Now they find Zekin. Now they're out of here, and it's only Cryo defending in the corner with the headhunter. He needs to pop off. Well, first one done. Second one lands as well. He's doing his job. Can he keep it up? Yes, he can. Wow, what a hero.
Unbelievable. I don't think anybody would have predicted the round to go this way based on how the start came through. But also, he's lurked all the way back around. What is happening in this pistol?
I have no
13
idea.
seconds. You have to try to get a spike planted at some point in time, and now Stellar has to force forward. Frenzy against two low health pool players, but Def just plays the backside of Garden and finds the easy kill.
Cryo just hero moded that. And again, this is what I love about Cryo cells, and this even goes back to when he was a Jet player last stage. The guy is so patient on when he chooses to leave his position. Whether it was Tailwind or now at the Rendezvous, he doesn't just bail out immediately like a lot of players would do after they feel the heat. He sticks around for 3 frags before he finally teleports out of there because he knows he has to make a play. He knows that the weight's on his shoulders, and he rises to the occasion. What a beautiful triple kill.
Wow. I think based on all that opening early utility, a lot of people would have thought that this round was going to go to XSET anyways, but that was an interesting setup, I'll tell you that much. Lots of utility being thrown here for some shower control. XSET will have it for now, but 100 Thieves are still stacked, possibly looking for a way to re-aggress into this position. But Aaron also has a contestant through mid. That's Stellar, who's already kind of forced XSET to reconsider how many members do we want to keep here at Showers.
Yeah. Are these doubling down, picking up the orb here for Will, and continue to look to press with these pistols into what they hope to be some close quarters positions. Maybe try to pull off a similar strategy to the pistol round and try to get this barrier down and try to get a plant. Try to get as much as they can out of this right now. Leading the way with the Guiding Light. Indeed, they do come in. Great fault line comes out, though, from Def. Disrupting, but 100 Thieves are trying to get a couple little frags, making this interesting, but Zekin catches a big one at short.
Yeah, Zekin through mid is kind of kept this at bay largely. So now Bang and Austin in last 2 left. Nowhere to go. Marshall will finish the job. XSET go up by 2.
Yeah, again, good start here from XSET. Already a map down, but they're on bind. Another very strong map for them. 90% win rate. 65% on the defense. So feeling at home right now on bind. But again, 100 Thieves picking into this map. No slouches. They've had a couple of big wins against EG in the guard over the last few weeks. So definitely, you know, in them own right, feeling pretty confident on it. Had that very huge attacking side against the guard where they won all 7 rounds of that half. They need to try to muster up something here on their first buy, try to contend XSET, who are looking to win a bonus.
Trailblazer will at least scout out 1. Aaron stayed safe through this, at least initially. Bucky in hand. Aldrone to recontest through mid for XSET. We'll not really see anything, actually. And meanwhile, 100 Thieves just kind of continue to put pressure across the map. This has been obviously a pretty cognitive design based on the first 3 rounds we've seen. Only thing missing is plays on the outsides through Showers or towards B long.
Yep, 100 Thieves here. Still kind of geared up outside hookah position. They've left some presence at short A. Again, that's the advantage of playing double controller on binds. You get to use all that Viper utility at A. So you can kind of keep presence there at any given time. And then you still have Bang to be able to deploy smokes whenever you want to hit this B side. And that certainly seems to be the target right now as they do get into hookah. Aftershock trying to slow them down. Paint shells will follow up. And Zekin looking to push off the back of it here, but he gets caught. And that's the opening 100 Thieves wanted.
Epstein Beacon allowing them to move a little bit further forward, but the fault line once again puts a hesitation into the steps of 100 Thieves, allowing XSET to get here defensively. Barrier orb down, Def on the opposite side. Cryo, good for the opener, but 100 Thieves are still holding on to this play very nicely. It's really just Def that's left, and that may be enough. Def almost gets 2. Now it's just down to Aaron. Just gets caught topside the barrier orb. Well done from 100 Thieves. At least get themselves on the board here early.
Yeah, just get that initial pick. When we see Zekken trying to go for the push into hookah, they capitalize on that. Good fighting from XSET, gave themselves some chances. Def almost pulled off a miracle there, but 100 Thieves will cash in against the XSET bonus, but now we're on equal footing. Sniper out for Cryo. Not sure what Derek's bringing into this. A Guardian and only a Spectre for Stellar, so you can see the repercussions of that round coming so close.
Cryo's already bringing Operator to play, so Sniper presence early here for XSET. That's actually being used over through A mid at the moment. 100 Thieves have given up the entire right side of the map, looking to use numbers early to possibly contest Hookah. There will be no paint shells this time to push them back, so this will be a position they can use early, and they may just want to go here. Yeah, there goes the blast packs through.
Got stuck.
Orbital strike to clear out Garden, but yeah, got stuck with just a touch, and Aaron is actually in a good position to stop this. That's not well executed by 100 Thieves.
No, that's a big miss. They were trying to get out a lot faster than that, try to build off their utility. Now they have to kind of come with the second wave, and I mean, XSET are prepared for this now. Counter utility coming out.
Can't hit this.
I mean, that's tough because 100 Thieves definitely were trying to catch a timing there with that push from Will. Bang, though, still catches one on the Cryo. Maybe there's still some hope. Yet Aaron gets caught up close, and 100 Thieves are still finding a way to box their way out of a tough situation. They're going out swinging, but XSET now standing tall.
Yeah, this is just too many defensive members have made the rotation over. Stellar in a 1v2, spike down just outside of Hookah. And Def holding on to a fault line. ECJ in the corner, does get scouted out. Def with his channeled up position. Obviously Stellar will be very aware of where Def was. The double stack comes through and that'll be enough. Yeah, sloppy round there from 100 Thieves on the execute. Give themselves a look, but XSET just too good defensively on the rotation once they had the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to get Will out off the blast packs because they had Stellar snake bite the closet. So they're trying to build off of that utility combo, and then they kind of missed that window. They still kind of battled their way out nicely. I think it's that frag right there that made the world of difference. If they're able to get that kill out of Derek and get that entry to the back of B, that could have unlocked things for 100 Thieves, but Def and Co, again, hold the line very nicely on this B site. SWAT 100 Thieves back and now have them on essentially an eco. Just the Stinger and the Sheriff.
Quick flash. Double defensive setup over through showers with the delay of the vacuum of the gravity well to hold any further pressure from 100 Thieves. And that will be respected.
Oof.
Oh, that hurts.
That's a big chunk. Still trying to force their way through it, however, but XSET are ready to fight right now, just mowing them down with these SMGs, and now the Vandal comes in from Def as well. So 4-1 start here for XSET just around the corner.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah, it's good timing on XSET trying to recontest. Waiting for the gravity well to expire, and then just enough time to say, oh, 100 Thieves are going. They would have gone right now. So just down to Austin to try to delay a Prime Gaming Flawless, which looks pretty inevitable at the moment, especially now that he's revealed his position. Got 45 seconds to try to do something, and I don't know if he's going to get 45 seconds to make that happen.
Still disciplined here as XSET not giving him a chance. They will get that Prime Gaming Flawless. Triple for Aaron. Again, another guy that we don't often talk about, but this man has pivoted roles so many times for this team. One of the OGs of XSET. In fact, he probably is the oldest standing player on the team at this point. I believe that's the case.
One enemy remaining.
And he's pivoted, you know, between duelists and sentinels, and now playing controller to kind of free up Def to be that flex. And just a steadfast player with a good attitude that has, you know, adapted where he's needed to be, you know, what the team needs.
Absolutely. But now it's time to talk for 100 Thieves. And I don't know, the trend of this game has been an interesting one. We've seen a lot of dicey battles kind of happening over through A showers. A lot of freedom kind of given over towards B long at the moment. We really haven't seen any designed plays from either side through B long. And Hookah's also been kind of a focused battleground. So the heat map of this entire first 5 rounds has largely lived through showers and Hookah at the moment. And does that change now? If you're 100 Thieves, you try to put some more extraneous pressure over towards B long. I think you kind of need to give it a look, try to stretch this defense out a little bit, because XSET has just been able to kind of freely out-utilize you throughout that play through hookah and showers for at least the time being.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with the 100 Thieves when they were playing against the guard and they had that big attacking side on their last match on this map, a lot of it was just their ability to have these bursty plays where they just layer the utility, and it's like, you know, a well-orchestrated execute that they've probably worked on and dry run in practice and kind of drew up with their entire coaching staff and IGL, but XSET are doing a pretty good job handling it. Like, they have a good read of it, and they've been shutting it down.
Well, Seekers come through. That forces a lot of early defensive utility out of XSET, including a lot of it from Def. Oh, dueling showstoppers, but the doors close on it, and Zekin will come through and at least be able to tag up a bit of will, but there was a blast pack to get him out of the way from a full kill, and now Zekin is trapped inside of the teleporter.
Yeah, this is an interesting situation right now. 100 Thieves committing the toxic screen over to the B side this time around, so they have double the controller utility to try to block angles off on the B side. But they've also been found out at this point.
I have the spike.
At any point in time, they could get peeked from this teleporter if they try to go through lamp side. So they're putting the focus through garden right now. Cosmic Divide kind of blocking their way. And that's a
so
big
good.
rolling thunder as well off the back of that recon bolt, getting the information right now.
And Zekin gets out.
They're getting held
So
up
now
so
all of a
hard.
sudden, yeah, XSET has them completely pinpointed. You know exactly where the teeth of
they have
this
to flank
offense
as
is going to be
well.
coming from.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds on the clock. It's not enough time to really work your way through. It has to be clean, and it just isn't. Second is teeing off. My goodness, talk about cause and effect. Zekin gets out of the teleporter, turns it into 3 kills. And now it's just down to Asada and Stellar with 15 seconds on the clock. They do have the spike in hand to work with. And oh, what a shot from Cryo! Right over the top, and he follows up with the second. XSET now up by 4.
And again, this is where 100 Thieves are still trying to figure this team out. You know, yeah, you might have the game planning, you might have the strats built, but what happens when a wrench gets thrown in things? How are you able to respond and improvise in these more chaotic mid-round moments? When they were dictating the pace on Breeze defensively, they had their way with the server. They could do what they wanted. They could play things out the way they want to. Now that XSET are, again, kind of throwing some curveballs at them, that's where 100 Thieves can still kind of struggle. And it's not necessarily their fault. It's just a timing thing where they haven't had that much time to kind of, you know, develop all those protocols and kind of figure out the flow chart of how to handle, you know, things just getting disrupted.
So, boy.
Spike down A.
XSET looking
Starting to go from bad to worse here.
Yeah, XSET are looking back to the team that we expect at this point. You know, this is what we were
absolutely.
missing on Breeze. You know, them popping off, them being decisive, them being able to win the trades. Now they're getting that and more. And they're building a big lead here defensively. Again, this is a map, though, that we kind of expected it. I mean, XSET have shown a lot of strength on this map in the past. Might be the best map in their pool, honestly. Just don't play it as much.
Yeah, really all 3 of the maps that we had for this series were able to showcase favorable storylines for each team.
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
think I've ever
Split
been
might be
mad
the only
about
one
it,
I would
but-
put ahead of Bind for them, honestly, just based on
that's
performance.
Well, Cryo's just not missing. As 100 Thieves try to work their way through the rest of this eco, 2v5 is the current tally, and a couple of good kills tallied here.
Spike down A.
Well, not bad. At least we'll force a couple of repurchases, but largely that's fine for XSET. You go up 6-1, and there's plenty of bank to go around.
Yeah, we're seeing kind of the reverse of the previous map where it's XSET dominating defensively to kick off a map. Let's see how 100 Thieves want to dig deep. They've had a tactical timeout. They now have their economy back. I mean, I think Cryo's obviously just been all over the place. And again, that's what you want out of a sniper is someone who's dynamic and confident. And, you know, that's essentially what they've been getting out of him. It's been really just kind of been a thorn in 100 Thieves' side, not really allowing them to develop their attacks the way they want to. It's also been Zekin aggressive, and Lance has done, you know, the same thing on the opposite side of the map, as well as just being a solid anchor with great supportive utility to slow 100 Thieves down. How do 100 Thieves adjust is the question.
Well, we'll see, because the time to adjust is starting to run out of touch. Aldrone will keep the play through hookah a touch more honest, but once again, XSET have control fully of showers. And 100 Thieves are going to have to use this toxic screen to make way on towards A, with still clarity they need to find through top side of U-Haul.
So 100 Thieves is going to find the gap that is short A, but this is also calculated from XSET. They know this is possible. They know that they might have to play retake. As long as they can anchor Shower's position, it gives them that extra angle of approach to get back in. Viper's Pit, though, is going to be that extra factor that XSET are going to have to navigate around to try to make this retake work. Again, they knew that this was an option, but now they have to execute on it.
Barrier orb getting chiseled away at. That will eventually go. So now it comes down to how do you clear? Recon bolt to make sure no one's sitting behind double sack. Snakebite delaying any potential XSET push forward, and now you just you start spamming it. That's all you do. Yeah, and there's just not really an entry here for XSET. You have to work your way through quickly, and it's just not going to happen. So the reinforcer, the barrier orb by the Viper's Pit should be win condition here for 100 Thieves to get back up on the board, and that will indeed happen as Cryo tries to back away to save the op. Maybe finds an exit, gets the first headhunter in hand. Damage onto Asuna, who still wants to fight, and will at least take away the big scope.
Yeah, good round there from 100 Thieves to try to stop the bleeding a little bit. Just, finding the gap in the defense up short A, dropping that Viper's Pit, snake bites to reinforce the barrier once it got broken to kind of stop that angle of aggression from XSET. Kind of dismantled their ability to use their showers hold as a way back into the site. And just a much required round for 100 Thieves to stay in contest of this half. It was starting to kind of spiral downward, but that win kind of keeps them with a foothold. They need to still launch off of that, though, and get some more rounds, keep this thing close as Cryo's reposition. Sniper now long B.
Teleport's ready.
I like it, though. First time we've really seen this angle being held. Derek is watching, but it does not make a difference. Cryo just still hot-handed with the scopes.
He's had so many openers, man.
Absolutely.
It's made the world of difference for this defense to stop 100 Thieves in their tracks, not really allow them to roll out their game plan or whatever tactic they had in mind. They're forcing 100 Thieves to have to improvise a lot in the mid-round. And again, that's where XSET thrived with their chemistry.
The Trailblazer will be used to clear out showers. 100 Thieves. I imagine you would want to go as fast as possible to burst on towards site here. Smokes to dissect, toxic screen to help reiterate that, and Aaron thinking about maybe moving through the sky smoke to see if we can find a time. Inside of the corner does well to get two. Still numbers with XSET's defense. Spike not on towards site as of yet. The flank is in play for Cryo. But as the spike gets planted, there is positions here for 100 Thieves to use. Orbital Strike is going to force the hand here. And okay, hold on, 2v2. And Cryo in the back. I thought maybe he would have gotten caught now, but not the case. Now it's just down to bang for the 1v2. 2v2. And Cryo in the back. I thought maybe he would have gotten caught now, but not the case. Now it's just down to bang for the 1v2. Sees BCJ up top. Early Molly already being spent, and Cryo is already here, but hold on. 57 health. BCJ taking the second angle, and Bang still clutches up the 1v2. Huge round for 100 Thieves.
Beautiful round there from Bang to dig his team out of a tough spot. I think it was a great use of Orbital Strike. It forced the play into Stellar at Lance. It forced that guy to move, and it gave him one more piece off the board to not have to worry about. So then he comes to the 1v2. He drops the Molotov probably earlier than he had really wanted to, but he kind of had his hand forced to do it. But still plays out the fights perfectly with his patience inside showers. And that's a big win for Bang. A big moment for 100 Thieves. Because now they're starting to chip away at the XSET economy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if they can win this one, 6-5 is very likely, actually.
Yeah.
So this could be a big swinging round here as that Boombot gets shut down by Def early at Hookah.
The res is at the ready. Will is close to a showstopper. Those are two ults that I imagine 100 Thieves will really want to have to get this closer to even. Where on the other side, XSET have a number of tools just about ready to go. Yeah. Aldrone used a little bit delayed. Austin is going to be scouted out by this, but he'll get away no problem. And now the hit through Hookah starts to amount.
Well,
Much cleaner from Will as he gets his way in. And here we go. Okay, now the fight is going to isolate XSET over through Garden. Resurrection going to get popped, and Def can only do so much. Big numbers advantage for 100 Thieves in a 4v2.
Yeah, that time the blast pack was on point from Will. Gets exactly the movement he wants to get behind sight. And again, that's so powerful because it just basically adds an artificial route to your attack. Now you're pushing from two angles at once instead of being funneled one direction through Garden, or one, all coming south through Hookah and Garden. So it just really makes the defense have to scramble a bit if you're able to successfully get in the back line like that. Yeah, good supporting utility as well to help him get there, and res is obviously huge also, and now they're just hunting down the remaining members of XSET, not allowing them to save weapons, and Cryo Looks like he will be able to save the operator, which
Yeah,
is
it should be
kind of the
fine.
most important weapon they need. I mean, especially as much influence as he's had on the server so far this half to keep him with this. Even if the rest have to do with less as far as firepower goes, he can still be the X factor that they need to maybe still have some success in this next round. But 100 Thieves have dug deep when they needed to. They've won some key rounds now. And again, they're starting to test that XSET economy all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's really just a matter of tempo for the most part. I mean, all of these kind of delayed battles we've seen kind of be fought over through shower.
You know,
Yeah.
again, 100 Thieves are starting to make these attacks work, and it's the other adjustment that you have to worry about. And yeah, you see this. Looks like it's going to be Def kind of going without, but the rest are able to buy. They're able to get in, you know, that sniper still in Cryo's hands. So, Rolling Thunder also available for a retake. No ults available for 100 Thieves. Still Will's just one away from Showstopper.
Well, Guardian will be given to Def, so he does have at least something to fight with. And once again, here's that opening utility. Slow orb over the top. XSET happy to hold this, though, as the Trailblazer even also connects. Paint Shells will be in a good spot, but just a little bit late. I believe that slow orb had already faded away, but still 1v1 forced in second. Takes it nicely with Cryo watching over through a mid. There possibly is an angle here. Yep, sure is. Rolling Thunder also spent. Oh my goodness, just everything being thrown over the top of this barrier orb, but it's XSET who hold the numbers 5v3.
Yeah, that was a huge shutdown from XSET. Again, Cryo continues to find these forward angles and find success to shut down one of the routes of the 100 Thieves attack. And Shower's also getting crushed there. Zekin wins a big duel, heads up against Will. It's like 100 Thieves are trying to create a trap with that slow orb and pain shell, and then still tried to force the play when it didn't work. And Zekin was waiting to win the duel and kind of shuts down this attack, and it forces 100 Thieves to have to scramble over. Looks like they now want to try to make something happen over here on this B side through Hookah. Two defenders here, though. Crowd's already shuffled that sniper into a new position. So again, being that dynamic defensive player.
30 seconds left.
Just holds Garden.
And as soon as you hear any sort of noise, of course, you get a really good look at this as far as the gravity well that could be placed here, right? The bottom side of Hookah to try to delay this. There it is. Also with the trademark. Oh, God! That is disgusting. 2 for Cryo. Stellar. Last one left. He's concussed beyond recognition. What a good look that was from our ops team.
Yeah, and again, I love that Cryo. He's like, he doesn't just take a shot and immediately teleport. The man holds his ground, pulls out a headhunter, and finds a second frag, and then gets out of there. And again, that's what I love about him. I love his patience. Like, that's why he's been such a good sniper for this team, is he will hang around and make more happen.
Man, what a battle.
Checking the situation.
XSET looking more like the form that we've been seeing throughout this group.
Absolutely.
Kind of took a map off on Breeze, it felt like, but they're back in action here, doing some good stuff.
Well, let's not get it twisted. This is an important round in the scheme of things. 8-4 compared to 7-5 builds a very different dynamic going into the second half.
Yeah, especially if you can win pistol. No doubt about that.
Absolutely. So this time, 100 Thieves going to give up any play towards Showers and instead use Will's Blast Pack play to clear out B completely. But this is XSET giving it away. No ultimates on the retake, potentially outside of this Kaza Divide that does get used early. Bang already with the plant coming through with the Viper's meant to reinforce. And now it's just down to how do XSET want to utilize these positions. They do have every single point of entry that they could possibly want. Save the big flank through Garden. Oh, and Cryo for a second there. He did see Bang, I want to say, yeah, but the Kaza Divide is actually impeding him just a touch, but oh, maybe not. As soon as it falls, he's able to find Will on the top side. 4v4 we go. Lassiter playing just outside the container. Cryo trying to dive on through, but it's just not enough space gained. Time is becoming a problem. All this delay from 100 Thieves could work out for him. The clock may be their biggest ally. And Derek will find 2. Last one left was Def. Nothing there. And 7-5 will be the half. That's what our half we had.
I mean, not a bad recovery from 100 Thieves considering how the half started. We'll see if they can build off that slight comeback in the first half as we pivot sides, but not before a short break.
Well, as we mentioned it, the difference between 7-5 and 8-4 could be massive in the implications of this entire series. And 100 Thieves, well done to bring it back, but XSET is definitely working with something a little bit different than what they brought to Breeze.
Yeah, that was a good combination. It's like a fusion dance of Bond and Breeze there that you did.
Like that?
Yeah, it did.
Brines, Breeze, I don't even know what I said.
You could brine stuff, yeah. Dry brine, wet
Okay.
brine. Make me hungry.
You're welcome. You're making yourself hungry. Wait, what?
Yeah, well, you said it first. You said the
All
word brine, so
Okay.
and it let me down the rabbit hole that I didn't want to go down.
Well, now we went down it.
Yes.
See ya.
Speaking of going down holes, second will be, I guess,
You want to call it that?
6 feet deep one. Until next round.
Yep. Still looking to get forward. Oh, okay. Heck of a shot there from Cryo. That'll get XSET on towards the site. 100Thieves still contesting backside of this nebula. Cryo holding this bench position could be instrumental, or maybe not. Doesn't really quite fully peek it. Numbers now all of a sudden change hands over to 100Thieves. Aaron caught. Can only do so much, and, well, Def will be finished off by the final paint shells from Will. Pistol win for 100Thieves brings him to within 1.
Yeah, that's good. Good for 100 to win that. Not only because of the gap on the scoreboard and to keep things close and all that jazz, but, you know, I feel like XSET has usually just been a really strong defensive bind team. You know, that's where they've usually been able to get their wins. Like, you know, 8 or more rounds defensively, don't have to do as much on attack. You know, you look at some of their attacking halves against the Guard and Cloud9 from last stage, they're only getting like 5 rounds per attacking half. Just their defense was so stout that they were able to really build off of that. So if you can slow down their attack early and start building up your defense, you can still keep that 2-0 dream alive.
Still this battle for showers on both sides of the spike. Been heavily invested into. Zekin taking some very significant early damage. Leads to 100 Thieves controlling showers and holding a health pool advantage, if you want to call it that.
Now we're seeing here XSET trying to get back into showers right now at the paint shells, clearing out the corner. They're going to pick up the orb here for a second to help them build that showstopper. Counter utility, though, coming out from 100 Thieves to try to push this back. Also, they have Cryo dead to rights right now inside Hookah. He had no clue.
100 Thieves really coming to life now all of a sudden with these little battles. How they've wanted to mitigate the utility sent from XSET. It's kind of something that was established in the first half and has continued to echo here in the second. Stellar feels good about the health pool advantage, I imagine. Once again, just reclaim shower completely, and XSET is limited on space to work with. Bang is going to watch for the jump. Yeah. He's going to have Derek over to the side, and this is going to be a blind peek here for XSET as they try to work their way in towards B.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, Bang doing a great job here. Just mowed him down with the Spectre. Good for 4. Spike down. Might even ace as Zekin's the only one left, and the only place he can go is towards the spike at Hookah. And that'll be where Bang is waiting for him right now with the Ghost. Just holding the angle. A great chance to have a big pop-off moment. Guiding Light will confirm Zekin's position as well.
10 seconds left.
Oh, he falls off, though. Jump peeking.
Stim beacon down.
I mean,
They're just teasing him. They're teasing him.
they are. They're wanting to kind of burn the clock.
All right.
That's for economic purposes, but you gotta respect it because he could have just went for the ace. You know, he could have done it, but man, decides nah, I'm gonna keep you alive and make your economy burn a little bit.
This is impressive right here, though, for Bang. It's just pixel hunting at its finest.
Yep. I feel like he's the other guy on this team that can just pop off and have big moments. You know, Austin's kind of the star of the team. Derek, we know how good that guy is and how many pop-off games he's had. But you get Bang going, all of a sudden this team is cooking with gas.
Absolutely. It's just the simple fact that, I mean, you've got Austin playing, I mean, on the sky here, the role swap we've kind of talked about periodically over the course of the last 5 weeks now, talking through the qualifiers and things like that. It's just, you're no longer relying on one player. And that's, I think, one of the biggest things that this whole culture shift has really allowed 100 Thieves to kind of gain trust over one another, so...
It's the thing, though. You could always I feel like there is going to be a moment, though, in the future where 100 Thieves are going to curveball like a Neon on Asuna or something in there. Or just something where you let him kind of just be a freak again.
Just to throw us all off.
Yeah, just to like catch a team off guard. I could totally see that being out there as long as Will's flexible enough. Either way, 100 Thieves trying to cash in on a bonus here. They've slowed down the attack of XSET on a couple of different fronts, but now XSET, again, they're so good at these contact, just trade fragging plays.
It's slow.
Yep.
What a great response out of that slow orb. My goodness, dude. How good is that? Derek's just throwing shoulders, sees a limited amount of information, just immediately slow orbs his feet, catches out 3 XSET members. Aaron fighting back will get us to a 2v3 situation. Cryo very aware there could be a flank, but the problem was Aaron only had 2 HP, and that's where the spike is going to be down at.
Yep, and they know. They're sitting here staring at it. Not a whole lot Cryo can do here, and that's a big bonus victory for 100 Thieves. Holy cow. What a big moment. What a big shutdown. Again, XSET usually thrive in those little contact plays where they're able just to kind of come out, but the counter utility came in so quick, and then bang, just continues to just slap him around. He's having a heck of a game right now. A near ace in the previous round on the bonus, and now this. Whew.
That was so good from 100 Thieves. And that's just, you know, again, the benefit of playing this style of composition. You know, we were kind of going back and forth while the desk was breaking it down, talking about, you know, double controllers versus, you know, playing more of the initiative style. And when you're playing with that much control from 100 Thieves, it's just lockdown potential is almost instantaneous. Even getting the orbital strike in play. My. So now you got Cryo on a hero rifle. 100 Thieves in their first lead for a while. Since the pistols, opening pistol, right?
Yes. You're correct on that one. As XSET definitely coming in this one worse for wear. Again, they're trying to test the waters at B early. Bang and company, though, holding their ground fine. XSET being slowed down by this barrier orb, and as well as the smokes that are being dropped inside hookah, but they're still just kind of waiting it out. Let's see if they can still make something happen here. They do teleport Cryo over outside showers, but the rest still kind of remain here at B. They're just a slow pace. And I mean, XSET definitely also known for kind of their split pressure plays. That's the thing they like to do quite a lot. Just try to, you know, take multi-prong attacks and just try to see which one's going to open up for him. But 100 Thieves playing pretty disciplined, not giving him an opening.
Yeah, I mean, this is really just a heads-up play from XSET. You're going to try to kill this clock off as long as humanly possible. You've already pretty much exhausted all of the resources from 100 Thieves defensively. I mean, Austin had just used everything in his kit just to see where everybody is, and even still, good first blood. Will playing through U-Haul gets activated for the second, and then the one-way, that will work out nicely. So, XSET get themselves a look in terms of trying to split this 100 Thieves defense up, but the weapon advantage too strong, and a Prime Gaming Flawless comes through at the backside.
Yeah, 100 Thieves are doing a great job kind of countering XSET's playstyle. You know, they're not burning utility against the contact plays, and they're also not giving them openings when XSET go for these, like, split pressures, where they're trying to, you know, entry two angles at once. 100 Thieves are just kind of playing a little bit more reserved and saying, hey, you know, you're going to have to fight for every inch. I mean, we might give you some space, but we're not going to give you freebies. You're going to have to commit.
Yeah, sure are. And I think now it's time for XSET to have to kind of decide what they want to do in this opening 45 seconds of the chess game. You know, kind of playing around through showers and stuff. It's been very expensive for both teams to kind of throw just ability after ability, credit after credit towards trying to win showers control. And this wall for 100 Thieves out of Stellar has honestly just given them kind of an advantage every single time so far. Early flash comes out, and now you get to decide if you're Zekin and XSET, do we want to spend anything to try to get in here?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, you know, resources available to 100 Thieves to contest the showers right now. They spot two with that Trailblazer. Gravel's not really going to do anything. Aaron not able to trap anyone with that as they try to come around the corner. 100 Thieves can now start backpedaling, or we're going to get gain here. That is going to give Zekin a couple more away from the showstopper. Still not going to have it, though, for this round or the next, probably.
Austin stays covered.
Yeah, Austin hasn't been detected in this close corner yet. They're kind of spamming the boosted position like they think someone might be there, but that shock dart will do nothing, actually. Doesn't catch him.
That is so much utility. Goodness gracious.
And they still haven't really gotten much additional space. They're still kind of halted on all fronts right now. Cryo's kind of poking and prodding. Again, trying to play that split pressure style, but he's hasn't found anything with that headhunter. Asuna.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, they're pushing showers back now as well, and they're aware of the short A attack, but they're prepared for it.
Yep, that's the only place it could possibly be at the moment. So Kaza Divide will be down, but the Snake Bite was able to hold off a little bit. This double stack over to the side is nearly good, but BZJ outtrades it. And that should lead to a plant. Molly just a touch short for Bang. And now it's on to 100 Thieves that to put together their first retake this half, really.
Yeah, Bang going to be the one leading the charge. Gets spotted immediately by Aaron, and while Stellar's good for one, Cryo's good for the trade, at least Derek alone, and while he's certainly known for a clutch or two, this would be certainly a monstrous one. He was able to pull it off somehow. They have such good positions.
Much damage onto BCJ, though. Thing about it is, does he understand that, oh, okay, there's a little bait off the recon bolt. Cryo will use that. He was the only healthy member around. If Cryo fell right there, things could get really interesting. But XSET nonetheless put it over the finish line. Good of look right there to get him back to within one.
I feel like the big moment there was Asuna not getting a second frag. You know, 100 Thieves were electing to play forward of that Cosmic Divide by having the double up over towards Showers that they were fighting so hard to stay in control of throughout the course of that round. Yet, when XSET comes up short and they're playing that Cosmic Divide, so the reinforcements are gone, it's up to those two players of 100 Thieves to battle it out from Showers and try to win. Losing that exchange is what prompted XSET to win the round, in my opinion. It kind of was do or die on that.
Different look this time for 100 Thieves as the Barrier Orb will contest Shower this time, with Stellar making a move to use the Toxic Screen back over towards Hookah for the first time defensively for 100 Thieves, so XSET will have something to consider. Oh, that Boombot was feeling frisky.
It was indeed. So we're going to see Derek with the sniper actually on the Sage, kind of anchoring this A side. A little bit of aggression here from Asuna over towards Fountain. We'll detect that at least one is there with the Guiding Light. Just kind of trying to jiggle peek for information here and there. Still has a Trailblazer available as well. Hasn't burnt that yet. Asuna now will use it. The spot Cryo doesn't really tell him too much. I mean,
No,
Cryo's
not really.
often a guy who can linger around by himself, but he can also be a part of the pack for entry, so still has to just kind of bide his time. Rolling Thunder comes in. Asuna will get stunned by that. He is going to get run down.
Oh, Will, though, with Page Shells, is able to help out through Hookah, but Def still forces it forward. That'll be decent. Stellar on site looking for help. He needs it quickly because there are a number of XSET members around the backside. But how about Bang from the corner? Showstopper from Will, not able to land. Takes us to a 2v1 all of a sudden, but BCJ in the back of the site has a good angle at this. Still with the spike in hand as well. Will wants to go quickly. Starts to spam things out. BCJ repositioning. Weapons out. Sees him on the long side of the container, but Will was ready for it. And 100 Thieves off of a quick retake through mid. Works out to put him back up by 2.
That was a down to the wire round, though, man. That could have gone either way so many different times. I mean, you start with Asuna getting caught in Garden off of the Rolling Thunder and Zekin getting that initial entry, and they're starting to pour into sight. 100 Thieves have a couple of players kind of fight back from the backside, but that right there I feel like made such a big difference. These 2 kills from Bang is what gives Will a chance. And Will able to come up with a 1v1 against BCJ there in the end. Huge moment. And look at this economy from XSET. If they lose this thing, 100 Thieves are coasting to map and series point. This is such a critical moment for XSET.
You want to play? Let's play.
Barrier Orb down once again. This is the same defensive posturing out of 100
Oh, he got
Thieves.
stuck!
Oh, they catch Derek.
Yep.
He's trying to play forward with the slow orb and bow!
Spike down.
Bang with 3!
No
Uses
way.
the fallen slow orb off of Derek's cold body.
Oh my god.
Unreal.
How has he done that? How's he done
Oh my god.
that? Oh, and Aaron's just done for, isn't he? Paint Shells hits him square in the face. Trailblazer around the corner. He's getting run down from all fronts, and that is such a big moment from Bang, because that's the same trap XSET have set at Showers multiple times, and 100 Thieves have avoided it time and time again. This time, Derek gets caught because his barrier goes down so quick and he wants to contest. And so he gets trapped, and then Bang, knowing he needs to do something to change the course of this round, steps forward and delivers the hat-trick spray down. What a beautiful individual moment for Bang.
It was just one of
22
those things
frags.
where XSET was sitting there thinking, oh, we got the first one, we're good. Let's take this the whole way home, get the second layer of utility we need, and it just that little breath of relief turns into Bang. Wow.
I mean, talk about impact, man. Just the initiative to go for that. And he makes it work. ECJ not really gaining anything out of that Hunter's Fury. And again, they had limited firepower on this round. Their economy in the bin.
Okay,
Nice
that
entry,
opens
though.
the door for a second. Oh, but Bang is holding out an orbital
a
strike. They
weapon,
may
too.
have just completely funneled them into this choke point, but teleporter will be spent. Yeah, that will be a lot of information, but the problem is, for 100 Thieves, you still have to clear out any remaining lurking members. Your defense is still in a pretty solid setup with this 2-2 split, but you need to see what else is still left here for XSET over towards A.
Yeah, it's a double fake. They're coming back through short, and they still have 2 players inside. Lance Derek is aware that this is a possibility, though. Swings it, doesn't overcommit to it. He's still alive, and now Bang coming around the other side. The short A attack hasn't come in yet, so Bang's been able to collapse onto Lance, but now Aaron fights back. Little strike, not able to land the mark.
Oh, man.
Spike planted.
Snake Bite bounces over, but the spike does get still planted. Only 1 rifle for Cryo has been collected. BCJ will take a second. Actually, now all 3 members will have full rifles, but also gets the spray down through double. Oh no, Guiding Light charged up. He gets the information on the last 2 members, but in the process gets tagged down to critical HP, and BCJ in a corner now throws it all on to Stellar. Not going to happen here. What a huge round for XSET to keep their life.
Yeah, it's one of those things where 100Thieves seemed to have the read, and they kept their presence with Derek on lamps. They knew that there was a chance there could be a double back. Bang swings around, gets the flank before the short A attack really sets into place from XSET, but then the fault line comes in from Def, gets the stun, and
And round out.
No, for sure. That really has been a hotbed of contests at the start of almost every round. This time we're going to see a pivot, though. It's going to be XSET. Again, while they're known for their split pressures and their contact plays, they also can throw a couple of just haymakers out there with layered utility. Stellar going to anchor Showers alone with Viper's Pit. Bang shutting down the Boombot with Molotov and now smokes it.
This all drone will likely be able to see one. Does it catch both? It does.
Yep.
Okay, this is good information here for XSET. Utility has to be spent from 100Thieves just to get Will out.
Yep.
All right, everything goes back to neutral.
Bang, though, is not wanting to give up Luka. Now he's got Oscar with him. They flash through the smoke. They're going to run second down, and they get him, and there's no one there to trade from XSET. The rest of their attack was looking towards Garden, but they've been swatted away from that from the counter utility. And so that's a big initiative there from 100Thieves, and it nets them a big result. What a great early edge to get on this round.
What a read.
And now Stellar can just chill. Doesn't have to worry.
Sure
He can
can.
keep the Viper's Pit in play. They have
Everything
short
just becomes...
Yep.
It's
Triple
so
B set
comfortable.
up. Exactly. I mean, they get to keep the AAA set up, and they have short A being watched right now by Derek, so everything's fine.
Have to frag in if you're XSET. Opening battle, okay. Asuna will drop. Now it's on to Bang. Only good for the opener. Will still trying to hold on to the B site, and he's only able to take down one. So 2v2, the defense has to rotate, which means Spike gets planted.
I mean, that couldn't have really gone better for XSET being in a 4 versus 5, being able to trade their way back into a 2-on-2 post plant. Cosmic Divide blocking back hauls as well, making 100Thieves have to work even harder at this retake.
They're not going to be able to contest this res, though. If they can get the res over onto who I believe is that Will in the corner back here?
Yeah.
There's no way to contest it. So now it's going to be down to a 3v2. Cryo holding one side, Aaron the other. Flash. Oh, Cryo trying to tee up, takes down 2. One more. Saw the picture of Stellar on the corner, who now moves quickly up to the top side of the container. Cryo's going to be able to check this, but Stellar falls right on top of him, gives him the Goomba stop, right click.
You got
In
time?
the time. Is it going to be enough? Oh, he just barely gets it.
Oh, that res was everything. And like you said, they couldn't really afford to contest it. They had to concede it and just play the 2 versus 3. And 100Thieves ultimately pull out the clutch trading game. But, I mean, was that ever close? There was actually a moment there where you thought maybe Cryo was going to pull off the magic yet again. So deadly accurate. Just comes down to just I mean, you could see the intensity there, the suspense, but they just get it. Oh, boy.
Wow.
And this is it.
What a
potentially series point for 100Thieves. And look at this buy. A Spectre and a Stinger.
However,
Not ideal.
you do have a Rolling Thunder, so if you can get up and close personally very quickly, you can collect weapons very fast.
Sure. It's a good
So
point.
we'll see if they can find a way to use that.
Yeah. Will does have Showstopper. That's the only ult available for 100Thieves, but hey, that's a pretty big wallop of one to have.
Off your feet!
There's the
Wasn't
Rolling
hit by
Thunder.
that.
This is used mostly a little bit of bait more than anything else. This is going to allow an opportunity for Smokes to go down to kind of create a dividing line, but it's not nearly as impactful as you would think, and 100Thieves has a chance to still contest this, and the Showstopper gets 2. Bang now moving forward! Oh my! Little 180 snap back over to U-Haul. Bang gets 2, and Asuna finishes it off.
Bruh.
Oh!
Bruh, the Showstopper from Will and then Bang would just continue to be an absolute presence throughout that game. That's probably at least a good, like, flick of the day candidate there from Bang. I'm sure there might have been a better one, but, I mean, Bang just teed off. I mean, what? He was like, what, near 30, I feel like, by the end of that game?
Had to have been.
Bonkers.
Unreal.
Man. What a recovery from 100 Thieves as well.
Unreal.
They dominate
Absolutely.
the first